Okay, hello friends. How's it going? Good evening. Let's see who is here. Oh, a bunch of people. Uter, hello. Captain Mike, hello. Conan, Boy Abundance, hello. Abstraction Layer. Oldster, ODM, hello. Captain Badass, Drua, how's it going? Boomerang, Hru, thanks for the Prime Gaming sub, 17 months, thank you. Scruffy Marks, thanks for the 44. Ithera, good evening. It is indeed the 65% successor to the Salvation. That's what the redemption is. Plastic Bits, hello. Marcos, how's it going? 765 shown as Prime. Marcos, oh, redeemed the hydrate. Okay, sure. CEO is around today. He's sleeping, but he's around, yeah. He's deep in the sleep. Oh, Lisa, hi. How's it going? Katumbas, what's up? Rienfo, how's it going? All right, so we back. It's been a little bit. We went out to KeyCon and came back. I got back Sunday night. Nice tofu, thank you, thank you. My favorite tofu. All right. Let's see here. Okay. Everyone should join the Discord and use the newly added stickers. Yeah, there's some newly added Kiwi stickers. Okay, so I guess you know we came back from KeyCon. KeyCon was a lot of fun. I hope for those of you who went to the Tex-Mex keyboard roundup, that was also hopefully a lot of fun. It definitely looked a lot of fun. I saw a few like reels, content, pictures, videos, and whatnot. A few people posted. It looked also really fun. KeyCon was quite a lot of fun too. There was an assortment of panels, some keyboard related, which I did not manage to attend, and then some artisan related, some which I did attend, some of them I didn't. All very exciting things. And yeah, definitely felt a bit of post-meet of blues after coming back. That's definitely a thing. You come back from a meetup, you're kind of tired from meeting everybody and like hanging out and sleeping late, staying up and all that kind of stuff, but also at the same time you kind of get a little sad about the fact that it's over. So there's a bit of that. Mr. Nui, thank you so much for the resub. Join the Discord, mute the artisan channel unless you want a new money pit. That's true. Agreeable. Are there Kiwi stickers we can get in the mail? Oh! Soon. I am getting some Kiwi stickers that you can get in the mail. Soon, TM. Not yet, but they have to arrive, so, whenever that is. But yeah, you should be able to at some point. CEO stickers. Approved. Show us your bar keys, please. I have a bunch, and they're kind of spread out, but trust that I have a few. All right. But yeah, I mean, I can show you some of the. I took some Instax at KeyCon. I can show you some of them. Mostly of people. Oh wait, is it focusing? We have Christine, Dingus Hammer, Mangoes, Mangoes' friend. We have the mythical Cole. And then that's me, and oh, it's obviously Shaky. Someone else took it, so it was Shaky. That's Mr. 3-Ton Jack. Do you recognize this guy, though? Who is this? The infamous, the one and only Ankit. It's Christian. Yeah, Cole appears misty on every single photo I took of him. It's very, very interesting, but absolutely epic. Cool guy. He's way too cool for us, in my opinion, but yeah. Then there is Teha types, and then there is Teha types, and then there's Teha types again, and that's Teha types again. No, just kidding. No, that's Teha types on me, Mr. Nathan. He was there at the meetup. First meetup he shows up to in a while, I feel, but he always shows up to the big ones though. But yeah, he was there. So yeah. That's Mr. Binge from Hungerworks Studio. He had a small booth, like a table rather. And then this is blurry, but there's Mr. Hello Liam from Hello Caps. That's Hodge, another enthusiast. There's myself, a little shaky, but yeah. And then we have Mr. Look at this stud. Look how good he looks. There's Mr. Ankit again. That's the Tactile Scene booth. Tactile Zine. Nathan and his alter ego Teha types. Yeah, Skinwalkers in the bottom right. There is Mr. Joey Quinn or Michael Thompson. This was an artisan history, artisan keycap history panel. Mr. R. Mendes, a little shaky over there, and Mr. Captain Badass. His alter ego Feel Good Music. Yeah, Feel Good Music gone. This is a little blurry, but this was a second panel that there was. I didn't make it to the first two, which was the Rubber Hose Hello and Bogan Caps panel. But this one is Prime Caps, Frank and Lisa, Binge Fungerworks Studio, Mastodon, and Maison of the West. That's actually Mr. Level Caps, Kyle. That's actually, he was sitting in front row. And then later on over here, you would have seen a little FaceTime screen from Mr. Kudos of Gaff and Key Collective, who made a surprise appearance during this particular panel. I didn't take a photo of it with the Instax, but yeah. And then that's Mr. Prime, Tom from Chicago. That's a photo with Mr. Hoffenmeister, head moderator of Geekhack. That's a very cool Keycon sticker that Mr. Alhex made. And then that's actually Mr. Alhex himself and Scrooge McDuck. They're manning the Bogan Caps table. And yeah, that's from the Game Boy printer. Mr. Hoffman has a modded Game Boy thingy in the printer. Pretty cool. Anyway, I mostly took pictures of people. I didn't really take pictures of caps or keyboards. So if you want some of those, Ankit took a bunch of pics. Cole took a bunch of pics. I think Mr. Sub from Chicago also took a bunch of pics. A lot of people took a lot of pictures. I think Ian of Earth, I think he also did like a small Keycon recap sort of video. You can also check that out. It's on YouTube. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. It was a lot of fun though. It was quite a lot of fun. Personally, I think meetups is all about the people, and you go there to have fun with them, and the pre and the post of the meetups are always super fun. I heard Honky had 2 bodyguards. Yeah, Pears and Cole. Can't wait to see Keycon 2025 sticker and merch. Yeah. I think I have a Keycon GMK keycap somewhere here. There's like a cherry logo thingy clicker with a Cherry MX blue. I think where's the Keycon? Here's a Keycon GMK novelty. It's a pat print, I think, or UV print. That's a Keycon 2024. The t-shirt was basically this logo on it. But yeah, Keycon 2024 GMK cap. It's the standard gray. Pretty nice though. I think that's it. I don't really have much else here. I'm gonna have photo ups. Oh, okay, yeah. Mr. CBA is also gonna have photos, so you can check that out. Possum, hello. Have a good stream. Thank you so much. Good night too, I suppose. But thanks again for the 25 months, and yeah. Man, I need to attend a big meetup. You should. Scruffy Marks. You should definitely attend a big meetup. Mr. Koopa should attend a big meetup. Did Mr. Koopa even show up to the Tex-Mex roundup? That is a real question. Pears must be camera shy, or I don't think I've seen a single photo of him in it. That's the joke, but no one told you that, right? Mr. Koopa was in the walls. Drew, need to go to a meetup. Would you go? Would you actually go to a meetup if you could? Because that would be cool. I mean, well, that's assuming you go to a meetup, but would Drew go to a meetup? Would he actually appear in person? This guy who probably does not trust that many people on the internet, much less in person. Just kidding. All right, let's take out the stuff here. We have the redemption components. So it comes with this carrying case, so you can check the exclamation build command to see the product description and the color options, but I also have the color swatches here to show. So it comes in this nice carrying case with straps for the board. It has these space cables, zipper thingies. Pretty nice hard case. Pretty standard, but pretty good. And then, huh? Is he not real? Pears is real as much as Cole is, so they're real. But Pears did not go to KeyCon. Cole had the Pears tag, yes. What if Drew was actually at all the meetups but never introduced himself? I know actually some people who are like that, who went to a few meetups but never really told anybody who they were. They didn't have a name tag, but they were there. I know a few people, I know a few pretty amazing collectors who do that. But, you know, that's just their thing. And, you know, if you recognize them, you recognize them. But, yeah. People should come to Keep Life. I would love to go to Keep Life, but Keep Life is happening on Labor Day of this year. That's like last week of August, early week of September, right? I wish I could go, but I have something already scheduled. It's just an iffy time, like especially for a lot of people with families or people with kids who go to school. Like it's basically school start for a lot of people. So yeah. Diego, are you going to the Mode meetup or Kanakis meetup this year? I need to check the dates on them. Maybe, maybe not. I might be too busy if it's like before. I mean, yeah, if it's like July, mid-July or before, I might not make it. I don't think I can do any meetups from now until like then, at least. If it's after that, maybe, and of course avoiding that weekend that, you know, Keep Live is happening, which I'm already booked for. All right. You're going to Izu confirmed? Yeah, no, I'm not going to Izu. I've been to Izu once and no more. I'm not much of a raving person anymore these days. All right, let's check out the color samples here. I want us to take a look at all of them. Maybe I'll actually put them in the case, because the case itself is already the copper slag. So there's Avalanche, Raw Emerald, Raw Sapphire, Textured Black, Textured White, Textured Red. Then we have Polycarb. That's just the clear-coated brass. And then the black brass. I'll put the copper slag one back in. Look at this amazing 3D printed case though. It's so sick. It's so nicely made. Salvun really goes all the way with these 3D printed trinkets. It's amazing. All right, so let's take a look at the samples though. I think that's the first thing we can do here. Just take a look at the colors, right? So we got copper slag is the unit I have here. So the redemption is pretty much the same as the salvation in terms of like front height, that kind of stuff. So if you know that, then if you have a salvation and you've seen one, then you kind of know what it looks like. It's basically a 65% version of that. A lot of similar things, but now this time the main big differences that we have for the redemption, right, is that we have no anodizing. Okay, so the finishes are all powder coat or polycarb, right? So the powder coats are going to be, you know, texture black, white, red. These are standard powder coat colors. If you want to see what the texture actually looks like, I can, you know, kind of bring it up close, but it definitely has some grittiness to it. So it definitely is a decent bit textured. So you'll definitely feel that when you touch it. And for the copper slag, highlighting its dogi, hello. First message has to be all caps is the law. And then for these other ones, the sapphire, emerald, etc., right? Like these copper slag and whatnot. This one has like a glossy finish, right? So you can kind of see how it reflects the lighting there, and it has that like that hammered look. So it has that hammered finish, so it's a bit textured like that, and then it's kind of glossy because it's coated. So very different texture. Like if you like kind of a softer finish, then you go with something like this: copper slag, avalanche, raw emerald, raw sapphire. Actually, I think one of these colors is no longer an available color if I recall correctly. But and then we have the textured regular colors, right? So but really nice finishes here. And then of course there is, you know, just good old polycarb. So if you don't like any of that and you want not metal, then you can go with polycarb. Is that Cerakote or E-coating? This is powder coat, I think, right? I'm pretty sure these are powder coats from B coating. Oh, though, look, electrostatic coating sample. This is E-coat. Yeah, this is E-coat. This is okay. E-coat, I guess. Electrostatic coating sample. But yeah, these are all very neat. Let me double check here. The product listings have okay, blah 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 blah. Specifications: bead blasted electrostatic coated aluminum case, or bead blasted polycarbonate case. So yeah, there you go. Bead blasted electrostatic coated aluminum is what these guys are. Not powder coat, my bad. Powder coat in the sense that it's bead blasted, I guess. My bad. Okay, so anyway, so the pre-order is currently live on both Salvun's and Space Cables' website. If you're in North America, you order from Space. If you are located anywhere else in the world, you order from Salvun. You can technically order from Salvun if you would like, but yeah. So that's that, and they're limiting at 500 units total worldwide, so to keep everything manageable. Because the reason Salvation took long was not just the bottlenecks from the finishing processes, it was also that there was a lot of units. So they're avoiding that by capping it at a reasonable, at some reasonable amount. How long did Salvation take to ship? Quite a while, but they had a lot of other issues. Like, the issue with Salvation was mainly that the anodized finish was not up to par on a number of units. They're avoiding that altogether by going with not anodizing. There's that. So, and then they're limiting the number of units worldwide. So that's going to also be making this much more manageable. I believe the pre-order launch, okay, is basically 1 full month. So it goes all the way until the 23rd of May. And the estimated fulfillment timeline is November. So that is 5 months after the buy closes-ish. 5 to 6 months after the buy closes. That's pretty reasonable. A 500 unit buy is still pretty big. So I think 5 to 6 months is pretty reasonable for this. Anyway, oh hi Kim, how's it going? How's the meetup this past weekend? Where do I find the raw lightning colorway? Unfortunately, no such thing. Anyway, if you guys want to see more of the color samples, just let me know if you want to see any particular one close up. But I'll just put them aside here, and you know, you can check them out as you know, as we're building this. Wasn't the Salvation? Wasn't the Silver Salvation called Lightning? Yeah, Lightning Silver. Yeah. That one did have Lightning Silver. And then there was Business Gray, Soul Black, right? Oh, Samurai Blue, yeah. Yeah, anyway, yeah. Forget what the red was? I forgot as well. Okay, so there's also 2 weight finishes, right? There's gonna be this black one in this case, or there's gonna be just regular clear coated brass. So if you like brass, then you know, you can just go with that. Alex already built one of these guys. I think he had one in Emerald, if I'm recalling correctly, but he built one too. So today we're gonna be building this board with MX Browns. I believe Alex and Nine Gogo Lydia built theirs with linears, so I was like, okay, they built with linears, so I'm gonna go with tactiles. I went to my Discord and did a small poll to basically ask which type of tactiles. I had some heavy like Duroc tactiles, and I had MX Browns. People chose MX Browns, so we're going with MX Browns. It was like a 2-to-1 vote or something like that. My Discord is definitely biased towards Cherry MX switches, so I know that the result was going to be that one, but I asked nonetheless because you never know. Sometimes people might want something different. So, yeah. But I was just making sure that we built with something that's not linear, so that's why we're doing tactiles today. And I guess that's about it. One big different thing is going to be that the PCB for the production is going to be graphite black. So it's not going to be this vivid red. So it's going to be black for the full production. I have a hot swap PCB here. So looking at the hot swap PCB, we have, oh, that's a standard caps lock. Okay. We have ANSI stuff, and so we have split backspace, fixed right shift here, and then we got 625 and 7U bottom row. We also have 1.5 U's here, 1.5 U's here. You also have the 1.25 option as well if you want it. And that's about it. I think there is no ISO on this. So you mount it using these screws over here, and then similar to the Salvation, you set up the tabs for the leaf springs. So yeah. I have a pet peeve with names that don't help with giving you an indication of the hue. That's fair, I guess. That's like a fair peeve to have, I suppose. Also, I need to switch the build command slightly. I think I forgot to note what stabs I'm using. I'm just gonna use these. I'm gonna use TXAP stabs today. TXAP clip-ins. And yeah, we're gonna use a polycarb full plate. Okay, cool. Graphite is dark gray, isn't it? Yeah, technically graphite is gray, right? Anyway, they're going with black PCBs, that's all you should know. At least that's what I was told. And let me double check here in case that's different. Yeah, PCB color will end up being black. Okay. Or maybe dark gray, but yeah. Okay, so for the build, I think I'm gonna do full backspace. Yeah, ANSI enter, and then 7U bottom row, probably. So that's gonna be 1.5 at the bottom. This has no blockers, so it's gonna be 1.5, 1.5, 7, and then 2 1.5s again, and then the arrow keys. So let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. Did you read or watch Norbauer's thing about his S-tier stabs? I did not go to the panel itself. I was at one of the artisan panels, to be honest. But I did read a little bit of the article. I didn't read it fully. Like, I didn't see all the details. I see that basically it's gonna be using like this like multi-jointed sort of mechanism. It's interesting. It looks expensive though. I think that's kind of like one concern, is that it might actually not be cheap, but I don't know what production of that is gonna look like actually. I don't know what the projected price point was for that, so need to look more into that. But I think I'll rather wait until there's like an actual product out there, or at least to try it. But yeah, I wasn't there to try it, so I'm not sure. Kind of like the almost perfect abandoned design more than the final one, the preloaded wire spring idea. Oh yeah, seems so obvious in hindsight. Yeah, perhaps. Okay, let's this. I think the PCB should be okay, but why not? Why not just check now first? Oh wait, this one's not plugged in, is it? Oopsie. Wrong cable. Am I supposed to have a JSON file for this? Maybe. WT65H3. I don't think I have it. Okay, that's fine though. Not a big deal. I imagine layout is standard, so as long as it got detected. Wait, let me just check that 1 sec. Actually, showed up on device manager. Oh yeah, okay, WT65H3. Okay, cool. All right. Okay, cool. This is fine. Alright, let's get these stabs ready. Who says chura? Imagine lying on the internet? Yeah, imagine. No one does that. It must be weird if you do. Canadian Shaggy. Mr. Huantagon, hello. How's it going? Also, Amarade earlier, thank you so much. Thank you for the Prime as well. Huantagon, how's it going? How's the meetup? This past weekend. I finally did the thing you do with breaking in the wire clips on TX tabs in the recent build, and wow, big help. Yeah, right? It's it helps in not having it feel that sluggish. I think the main reason is because once you lube it, it's really sluggish. I mean, it gets sluggish, more sluggish than normal, so by breaking in kind of makes up for the fact that these clips are super tight. I think this tightness plus the lube, it actually makes it worse than better. So yeah. Hello, Juan. Meetup was so much fun. I wish I had more time in Texas. It flew by so fast. Yeah. Yeah, I told people, like, it's just a weekend for the meetup, and like you fly in, you attend the meetup, and you fly out, and that's the weekend. Like it goes so fast. I remember people complaining about, oh man, it's in Salt Lake City for like the people going, like being avoidant of going to KeyCon, and I was like, it doesn't really matter where you end up flying to because it's just a weekend and time's gonna fly. But yeah, I mean, literally nothing different going to Salt Lake City. I still drank more than I have drunk in the past like 6 months, and yeah, I feel like there is nothing different about going to Salt Lake City versus any other place. I mean, sure, there's maybe like a few other things, more things, options wise in other cities, but it was like not a big deal. Anyway, I thought it was funny. Okay. I do wish I could have gone to both meetups, so to speak. Like if they had been on different days, that would have been pretty cool. Still have to go to one of the bigger Texas meets. It'd be pretty fun. The scene there looks very active, very fun. So it'd be great to go. Now that I think about it, I do know a good number of people in the different areas there. Any post meetup depression for y'all? It's real, dude. It's real. Getting back and going back to real life is rough. Not to mention that you're also kind of tired from the travel and the socializing and drinking and, you know, eating out and all that. But yeah, no, post meetup blues are real. Like, I kind of wish I could have hung out more with some people and some with and more with some others that I didn't get to hang out enough with. Cause I did get to meet some folks that I had never seen before. Like I saw Mr. Mod Musings, Matt Encina was there. Hadn't seen him in person before. I saw some old faces that I hadn't seen for anywhere from 5 to 7 years. Like that was the last time I had seen them, and I saw them for the first time in a long, long time. Like they maybe got back into the hobby during the pandemic, or just hadn't shown up their face anywhere until like recently. That kind of stuff. Some surprise meetings, so to speak. And then I also got to meet like folks who like flew out from like other places too. Like Vihesu, for example, was there, the designer of GMK Chocolatier, right? Was also there, and I got to meet him, talk to him very briefly, but we didn't get to really hang out outside of the meetup much, and so that part honestly kind of sucked. Kind of wish we hung out more. Would have been nice, but yeah. Glad I requested Monday off. I needed it. Oh, that's good. I kind of need the whole week to recover too. Just tired, but also can't really. Yeah, but it's been, yeah, going to these meetups is fun. Like to the bigger ones, it really attracts like such a big crowd, and just a lot of like people from everywhere. I can't imagine what it would have been like if KeyCon and the Tex-Mex roundup were a single thing. Like that would have been humongous, right? Imagine like people traveling for this one bit humongous meetup, right? I guess it happens with some of them, but yeah. I do think KeyCon could have been even bigger than what we experienced, but it was still pretty large. The venue was really large. It was actually by far, I think one of the better organized meetups. Like it didn't feel like, it felt very professional, and the venue itself was very appropriately spaced. So that part was nice. Didn't feel like too overly crowded. You could get like drinks inside, which was nice. There are food trucks outside, which was also nice. The panels were pretty well organized, I think. There was a good turnout in terms of both keyboards and artisans, so yeah. Felt nice and balanced. Tex-Mex ones run so well. I love the way they did giveaways. Yeah, I think giveaways were okay. I actually don't remember what exact way they chose. I think they were just calling out names. It might have been just the standard way, but it was not that inefficient, so to speak. Because I do know that when there is a lot of stuff to give away, people tend to, or at least organizers tend to get overwhelmed, and it takes too long to do giveaways and to call everyone out and stuff like that. I know some people have done it, like in New York. I think people have done it in the way that you basically register everyone's names based on their tickets, registration info, and like you know, throughout the meetup, it things get like raffled out, spread out throughout the whole meetup, so like you don't have to be standing for a long time listening for every single prize, and they get like just listed on like a screen or something like that. I've seen that. I've seen the more typical way, which is just to call out names, and everyone's just kind of gathered looking, which I think is kind of not as efficient. I hate it when they're calling out numbers for raffles. Makes it kind of hard to talk to others. Yeah. Like if it's the type where it interrupts the event itself and just everyone's just kind of standing looking at the front stage or whatever, it's just kind of annoying. Like, great to have giveaways, but also kind of sucks to take away that like last hour of the meetup. Not everyone also gets there at the same time, so yeah. Gotta grab dinner. Have a good rest of stream. Thank you. Have a good dinner. Okay, hot swap today, huh? Okay. Same, having adobo, oof, delicious. I'm jelly. For Tex-Mex, we announced the biggest value items and anything else we rolled on the screen. Yeah, that's a good way to do it. That way you congratulate people who win the big prizes, and it's also like it's like people, everyone knows that it's been given out. And then the small items like desk mats or maybe like some keycaps or, you know, accessories and stuff, that, like, you know, it's fine. You just go and claim it at the desk. Good enough. Yeah, that's a good way to do it, actually. That's very smart. It's also kind of nice to congratulate people for like the big wins, so better than just having everything rolled on the screen. Then it's kind of too anticlimactic. I heard adobo, and hi Jason709, how are you? But yeah, as I was looking at a lot of the like stuff coming out from the meetups and stuff, like from the different meetups, I realized I recognize a lot of faces at both. Which is a good thing, I guess. At least it encourages me to want to attend some of the other ones too, like other regions. I still haven't gone to like I've gone to actually Champaign, which is the UIUC one in Illinois, but I haven't gone to like Chicago meetup, for example, or any of the Midwest meetups. Like I know there's like one in Milwaukee, and there's like Iowa. You know, there's like the more local, smaller ones too. But I've yet to go to some of the bigger ones in other places. I've gone to DC before. Done NorCal, SoCal. I actually don't remember. Don't think I did actually. SoCal. I've done Seattle, which also has a pretty big community. With the amount of stuff we had to basically roll names every 15 minutes. Oof, that's a lot. Every 15. How long was your meetup? That's a question I actually have. How long was your meetup? Because KeyCon was 10 to 5. It was long. People didn't show up for the whole thing. Panels did start at like 11:30, I think. So at least you didn't have to be there early in the morning. But for the people who attend the full thing, I mean, they could. I got there around like 12, which is fine. Like I don't really care for being there the whole time. I think usually 4 to 5 hours is usually the limit as to how tolerable a meetup is, because you also know that you're gonna be hanging out in like outside of the meetup as well. So I personally find it kind of moot to have anything longer than that. But I know why they did that. It was because of the breakout sessions. Because otherwise they wouldn't have covered enough breadth for the breakouts. Because if the breakout sessions were too short, then you're basically rushing like the content that goes for the breakouts. And I don't think they wanted that. The panels were like pretty interesting. So I think KCON at least had the benefit of having like rather interesting panels. Like that people actually wanted to attend. And so I think like they organized it so that the meetup would start early, so that people who are like morning people or whatever can go there early enough, set up, and then maybe attend the panel if they want to. But I think that's why they had it start pretty early. I think if those panels, the breakout sessions, hadn't been there, they wouldn't have done it that early. But yeah, it felt like a pretty long event. Constantly talking for 4 hours, yeah, that's a little much. TBH, it's a little too much. It's a work day. I mean, yeah, basically it was like a bit of a work conference. When I first heard it was like a 7-hour thing, I was like, bro, it feels like I'm attending a work conference straight up. But after I saw that the whole panels and stuff were there, I actually was like, oh, I don't need to attend the first few. So I got there later and it was fine. Just got there after eating something. Haven't been here for a while. Are you the Kiwi keyboard builder? Kiwi is the CEO of the channel, of the company. Okay, I thought this was ticking, but I think it's just the switch. I'm gonna move this switch. It feels a little... Oh yeah, I think this switch is a little loud. Might be the leaf. Okay, that's better. Actually, I think the space bars might need a little bit more lube. Just put a tiny bit though, not much. Once all the switches go in, it should be fine. Doesn't help that these are plate mount. Norb is working on the perfect stabilizers to rule them all. Will it also find them? And then bind them? How can you tell there's a rattle in the stab? You press different parts of the stab first. You also lightly tap on different parts of the stab, or like on different parts of the key, you are looking out for specific sounds. Like you're looking out for, sometimes it's the switch, so you need to make sure to know how to distinguish the sound of a switch and the sound of the metal part hitting the plastic. So like if it's like a little bit of ticking, if it's a rattle, you'll hear a bit of like the wire sort of like jostling in there. And then in terms of ticking, like you'll hear a bit of the very tip of the wire, or like very edge of the wire, kind of hitting some of the plastic parts inside of the insert. And that's also, you also need to make sure, for example, like your keycaps, if they're too loose or they're unevenly placed, that's also bad. You don't want that. You don't want your keycaps to also be source of the extraneous noise that you hear, because sometimes it is the case. Like sometimes your keycap is not evenly placed, and what you might be thinking is stabilizer related isn't. So you just need to look out for that too. What do you inject? In my case, I use 205 G0. I actually lube all my stabs with 205. I don't use BDZ. I don't use any other lube for stabs, pretty much. I like the thick stuff. I don't really love XHD BDZ. It is true that it is, if properly applied, it actually does kind of go a longer way in terms of how long it stays in the same place. Like it stays in the lube stab, like in the same place, and it like kind of keeps it going for a while. But what I don't like about it is that you can't like fine tune certain things because it's too thick. For example, like you know how like people lube the wire, but they won't lube like the plastic components with it, right? I don't really love that. It's a little, ends up being a little bit more finicky at the end. Really have to get it right. And also, for example, like the people who do both 205 and BDZ for different parts of the stab, like if it mixes, it's very, very messy. So also don't like that. But yeah, it is true though. Like 205 will eventually, actually, I personally believe any stab, any lube, eventually, just by design of the stab, it will eventually rattle, tick, whatever. So you do have to touch it up after a while. How long that's gonna be until it actually starts, until that kind of stuff starts happening is actually kind of, I would say it's impossible to really predict. You just have to do a pretty good job at the beginning and hope that the problem doesn't occur anytime sooner. But yeah, it's kind of inevitable that sometimes a rebuild or a refreshening of the stabs might be necessary. Yeah, at least I consider it unavoidable, and just give in to the fact that sometimes you just have to rebuild or touch up. Oh, I think the wire got bent. I mean, not wire, the leg. Clownfish, hello. it's pretty much done. No soldering today because of hot swap. Pretty nice. I was pretty interested in the Redemption, but completely lost my interest as soon as I saw it has no blocker. Oh, really? You don't like no blocker 65s? I think no blocker 65s look pretty nice, especially in their 7U configuration. But then again, I kind of started in the hobby in a time where no blocker 65 was still okay, or like was still kind of a thing, and so I don't personally mind it. Then again, I guess the Salvation as much as the Redemption, they're both, the appeal of them is actually that the fact that they're drop-in builds. So yeah, but I mean, I guess yeah, having a blocker could have been neat. Although that would mean non-standard PCB in plate, right? For a single case. Okay, so let's... What switches are these? These are MX Browns. Let's put the bump-ons. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Conan. If you want to give it a chance, I personally do think no blocker 65 looks perfectly fine. But yeah, it all depends. Everyone's different about that stuff. Okay, so gaskets similar to the Salvation. They go basically in the middle of these segments. Is it marked or am I eyeing it? There is a small marking. There is a small marking that marks sort of somewhat of the center of that. But yeah, you can also eye it relatively because there is a clear segment that denotes where the start and end of that part is. So, but yeah, this one's easier because it's already marked. There's a small little divot that shows you where the center is. Even in these like coded sections, there is a small divot that kind of shows. Too close to the wall. Okay, and then the next thing that needs to be done is you take these, like kind of like these little bumpy kind of guys, and then we first gotta, so these are gonna come pre-cut, I believe, for the actual production units, but this one I do need to cut them. You know, I think some people expressed concern over FR4 dust and whatnot. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 11, I think. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Supreme POV, hello. Thank you so much for the tier 1. This board is very similar to Salvation. No, it pretty much is the same as a Salvation, except it's a 65% version. Oh, instead of anodized, it comes E-coated with these different finishes. So yeah, it is very similar to the Salvation though, yeah. Okay, so for these leaf springs, you just put these little bump, kind of like these little rubber pieces. Those will face up, and then the other section will just go kind of on top like this. Let's get the screws. And then for these two guys, that's where the screws for the case will be. The Salvation also had a weight, but quite small. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. These are, I think these are M2s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I think these are at the same length, aren't they? I really like the color grading in your stream, by the way. It makes me feel cozy. Oh, really? That's actually the first time someone says that. Thank you. I'm glad. How's your day been? My day's been pretty good. I have to say it's not been very productive this week, at least for work-related stuff. I did come back from this meetup, right? And so I've been kind of feeling not very productive. To be fair, I've also had just a bunch of stuff going on, like on a personal level, and so it's just been kind of all over the place. But doing okay. I mean, like, you know, feeling good. Healthy-wise, like, you know, health-wise and whatnot, but yeah, just kind of a little bit all over the place as far as productivity and whatnot. But usually my weekdays are like, especially like after work hours, it's pretty chill. It's pretty quiet. Not very productive either. It's holiday over here today, so I haven't had much to do. That's fair. Well, at least if it's a holiday, I feel like, you know, just gotta enjoy it, right? Intense screw action for a one piece? Yeah, I mean, you know. It's gotta work. The mechanism itself is, in my opinion, pretty interesting. Like, I still think the idea behind the salvation in general is very ingenious design-wise, and just like the idea that you are basically using a tray mount with these modifiers, I think it's very smart. I really think it's so smart. Yeah, the idea for the mounting is just very smart, I think. At least, I don't know. Personally, at least I feel so. Alright, so that's pretty much it. You kind of set it up like so. You have these little, like, rubber bumps that are kind of floating. And then when they get pressed, there is a little bit of leverage there. So that's kind of where the flexiness kind of comes in, is depending on the position of the gasket, of this little gasket underneath it. And then these leaf springs that are basically held tight on one place, and then the other place is basically floating. And that's kind of how you place these guys. I was told that there was a small comment from the Alex stream that was about needing the spacer just for these production samples. Okay, so this should just go on top like that. I should be able to tighten that over. Just make sure that this is centered properly. A small hair here. Okay. All right, that's super simple. There are a bunch of screws, but overall this whole thing is pretty quick. Once it's done, like it only takes these 2 screws to get the build out. So quite nice, at least in that regard. Alright, so I think this is pretty much ready. I can just make sure it works. Is this flashed or nah? Let me just double check. Alright, so I guess we're ready for putting a key set on. For some reason the firmware on this is not actually like working. I think it needs to be reflashed. I'm waiting for a hex file if there is availability on this. But if not, I think it still uses pretty much the same PCB as the others. Let me double check if the firmware is actually on it though. Seems to be already on. I think it might just be a driver actually. Okay, yeah. Got GMK Chocolatier. Ooh, I do. I also have GMK Copper that could look pretty good on this. Chocolatier, Copper, both of them could look pretty good. GMK Tiramisu. Oh, I don't have that one actually. I vote Chocolatier. Okay. Chocolatier sounds like a nice idea. Okay, cool. Let me go get it. Give me 1 second though. Let me just double check something. Okay. Okay. Let me go get Chocolatier. I think it's over there. Okay, BRB. Okay, Kiwi, hi. I am back with the only one, CEO. He's so sleepy though, can you tell? He's watching you guys. He's so sleepy. Hi CEO Kiwi, how was your rest? How was your rest? Was your rest good? That's an 11-pound cat easily, so cute. That's pretty close to accurate actually, I think. He's like 10, right? 13? Maybe. Okay. Yeah, he's like 12 pounds, yeah. Sounds about right. Okay. Well, Kiwi, I'll let you hang out here if you wanna like sit here or something, but otherwise you can also go. Just be careful with the stuff around here. Don't hurt yourself. Okay, he's going. He leaves. Bye. Goodbye. He left. I think I have a bunch of chocolatier in this bag, and then I have like novelties and some other stuff. I think I'm gonna need to grab a few other things. Cat paw typing test? If only he would. If only, but I don't think he would. He wouldn't lower himself to such a standard. All right, let's see. Chocolatier. That's a big keycap container? Oh yeah, these are the old trays. The old GMK trays look like this. They actually fit a bunch of stuff in them. Well, I mean, I guess the current ones do too. They're just two layers. Those moths match the color perfectly. Yeah, this Chocolatier was a pretty solid pick. Maybe we'll use the novelty enter. one's tough. Missing the, wait, no, it's not it. Space bar. And then we need, let's see. What's that? Yeah, this is GMK Chocolatier. I think that's pretty good. GMK uses this plastic case to hold the keycaps. They used to, like, a long time ago. They switched it, like, when did they switch it? Like in 20... They switched in 2020? I don't remember. 2019, maybe? I don't even know. They switched it a while back, though, yeah. Chat would look neat on it. Ooh, you're right. The Giga Chat will look kind of nice on it. And then maybe for the other one, let me pick one. Maybe have something that suits it. Ooh. We can do... I was thinking either the Lube or this or Explorer. Or maybe I'll actually go with this Vice Caps Collide. Actually kind of... Not Vice Caps, but their alter ego. I think it's technically still under Vice Caps, but it's kind of cool. Alright. 2 chats on the board. Alright. How's the board finishing? The finish itself is really nice. I mean, it's gonna be like a glossy finish, right? So it's like e-coated, but it has that hammer texture. So you can feel the texture. And then it has this kind of glossy sort of finish. So pretty nice. They are not doing any anodizing this time, so there won't be any anodizing involved. Looks like my egg scars. Oh no. Alright. I don't know why, but the firmware isn't acne scars, you mean? Yeah. But I can still just type on it, so I'm gonna just pull up like a... I'm gonna just pull up like a bunch of words, and I'll just like test type on that. Let me move the mic over. Yes, Wilba, do you have the firmware for this? I think this needs to be flashed. But yeah, it's not showing up. Or actually, it's not It's not giving me input, rather. That's what I should say. If you have the firmware, just shoot it over. Didn't know you were awake. Alright, I'm gonna set up the mic in the meantime. Okay, sorry about that. There it is. Okay, cool. I think it was the cable, but alright, cool. Alright, so we're good. Let me just adjust a few layout things. And okay, the rest looks pretty good. Okay, sweet. Maybe I don't hate no blocker after all. Yeah, I'm telling you, it looks clean. I think that's the thing that people don't get. No blocker actually looks really nice because it's so clean looking. Like all together, you know? More room for more artisan. I mean, well, the blocker doesn't really take up any 1U spaces. So technically it doesn't really matter. But 7U looks really nice. I love how it's just like 2 keys and then 2 keys in here and then the arrow cluster, you know? So I think it looks pretty good. Alright, sorry about the noise in the background. It's just, you know, other people doing things that they need to do. But hopefully it's not too distracting. Of course, I can always type on this more times than once. So if you need to hear it again, just let me know. But in the meantime, let's give this a try. There's a hair on up arrow. There is indeed a hair on up arrow, and now it's gone. $1,800 bottom row. So good. Alright. Apologies for the hair dryer in the background if you can hear it. I'm not sure if you can, but if you can, sorry about that. But let's try it out. Alright, so this is MX Browns on polycarbonate. This is the Redemption. This is the 65%. The successor of the Salvation. Some differences is that this will, instead of being anodized, it will be E-coated, electrostatic coating, and all these different finishes, which I can show you shortly again. I showed them at the beginning of the stream, but I can show them again so that we can compare. This is the copper slag colorway, and this is GMK Chocolatier on the board. All right, here you go. Ah! Okay, so messy. Let me try again. What's this? I hope you have a good day. Okay, thanks. Thank you. I will have a good day. Thanks, Blake Brown. Alright. Here are the mods. Sorry about the noise. Cat hair here and there. But yeah, it sounds pretty good. A little bit thin. I think a lot of it does have to do with the fact that this is MX rounds and polycarb, and the polycarb plate does have some cutouts here and there. Kind of very flexy. Like, this is pretty similar to the Salvation. Like, this has a lot of movement to it. So like, it's quite flexy. But overall, it sounds pretty good, pretty solid. Don't think it really needs foam, in my opinion. It's also like a pretty tight amount of space in there. Like, you would have to also cut around the little bump-ons, right? And kind of avoid all that, and then fill out the space if you want to put something like foam in there. But it is pretty comfortable to type on. That said, if you've tried the Salvation, you'll know exactly what you're getting into. If you haven't tried one and you attend a meetup, try one. That's basically what the Redemption is like. It is a blockerless 65, which is, for some of you, might be new. But this is kind of like the way to do a trade 65, right? Does the PCB have flex cuts? No, the PCB has no flex cuts, but the plate itself does have some cuts here and there. That is also because if you want to mod the plate, you actually can. And yeah, right now, like, browns and polycarb sound great. I would say like also like aluminum on this would sound great. I've tried FR4 before. It also sounds pretty good. I do think I prefer polycarb over FR4 for sound, just in general. And for like linears, I think like aluminum would sound really nice on this too. But yeah, you can also check out some different streams. Like Alex Otos did a stream of their unit. I think they did. Alex, I think, did MX Blacks, I'm gonna guess. Like Nixies maybe. And I think Lydia did these HMX, which is, I think, also linears. If you want to check out the different colors, this one is the copper slag. So I'm just gonna unplug it and sort of like show you. Like, it looks like that. It's like brown, reflects a lot of light here because I do have a big light. The color is super nice. Honestly, I personally really like that they went with these kind of like non-standard finishes, because it is a very different type of feeling and just like texture wise. And then here you have all the other colors, right? So you have, this is for the weight, right? You can have the weight colored with like in black, or you can just have clear coating in brass, right? So that's just for the weight. That's just brass. And then you have the option for polycarb for the case. Then there are the 3 textured colors. There's gonna be red. There's gonna be so much cat hair, so relatable. Yeah, that's just the way it goes. And then there's gonna be black, and you can see the finish is quite different. The texture ones have this kind of grainy texture, whereas the slag or these other eco finishes have this hammered and slick kind of glossy finish. So very different in that regard. And then you have these other colorways. which were initially pitched for potential colorways. There's the sapphire, the emerald, and the avalanche, and of course the copper slab, which is the one that's brown here. I would say personally, I really like among these finishes, like this emerald one is superb. The sapphire one is actually pretty similar to that hammerhead, that hammered blue that Keycaps once did. This is pretty much that. It's kind of actually pretty much the same. So if you've seen one of those hammered blue Keycaps boards, it's gonna be very, very close. I love this brown tone on the copper slag. I think this is super unique. Not much brown, honestly, options out there. Like, of course, yeah, GMK Chocolatier in this case is perfect, but you can also mix and match with more neutral sets. I think Dolce could look interesting on this. I think obviously beige and more like neutral tone sets could look good on this. You could even go with Wob, to be honest. It's dark enough that Wob actually would look good. Also, this hammered look does have a little bit of black kind of like embedded into the look. So Wob would actually not look bad at all for this particular case. So yeah, the options for a case like this Toad are fairly wide. Like, you do have a lot of different options that you can work with. I did debate, like, when I was actually so I actually had the choice of getting of choosing this. Like, I initially debated doing GMK Copper, right? So I have GMK Copper right here, and GMK Copper is a rather different kind of key set, right? So GMK Copper would also look kind of interesting on this, right? Like, that's GMK Copper with the alphas, and then the modifiers are slightly lighter. So if you were to use GMK Copper on this, right, GMK Copper has like a lighter brown look, but I think it would also look pretty cool because of the contrast between the alphas and the modifiers, right? I think that would also look nice. But you know, if you, there's also the PVT version of copper now, so there's an option for you to do that. But yeah, I mean, Chocolatier in this particular case looks really, really good. But you know, you do have some other options. I just want to kind of put that out there. Like, you don't have to get niche sets. Chocolatier is niche. It is a bit harder to get Chocolatier these days. So if you're looking for other sets to match a colorway like this, there are other options. And at least it's a fairly neutral friendly type of colorway. Worst case scenario, you just choose a different case color. But if you're interested, right? We can talk a little bit about the pricing for the board as well. So let's go and open that up actually. So sad I missed copper in the unvaulting. We need an R2. I think an R2 of Chocolatier and copper could be pretty good. At least, I don't know. That's just my opinion. I think they're both really nice and underrated sets. Nuke data on green. I mean, on this could look interesting. Yeah. Let's take a look at the. Just gotta turn on the music here. And then let's take a look at the product page briefly. Let's see, where is my browser? Okay, there's redemption. So basically about 300 euro here, at least for me, it appears like that. If we're to do this on space cables, it's 350 US here. So 350 pre-order. There's different finishes. They're all the same price, right? And you can choose clear coat or matte black for the weight. And you can choose hot swap or solderable PCB options, right? It's a limited pre-order. It's capped at 500 units worldwide. You can order from both Space Cables or Salvun. And then you have add-on accessories. There are FR4 plates, aluminum plates, brass plates. That's kind of rare. You don't see brass and copper plates often. But there is a brass plate and a copper plate option. It will come with a polycarbonate plate, so you do get that option. I personally really like aluminum, and PC polycarb, which is already the default option. But you know, you can mix and match. Brass and copper, interesting, obviously very rigid, but you know, it's something that is an option. So yeah, it's aluminum polycarb case with internal weight, comes with an ANSI compatible polycarb plate, and then the PCB, the feet, hardware, and the carrying case. That's all for 350 US. So at least the carrying case is included in the 350. So there's that. And then finally, timeline wise, this closes in May of 2023. 2024, my bad. It's May 23rd of 2024 is when the pre-order closes, and then the fulfillment is going to be in November. So 6 months-ish, 5 to 6 months-ish. So pretty good. At least you certainly won't see the same kind of delays that Salvation had, because Salvation did have a lot of units and also have problems with the finishing at the time. This basically circumvents a lot of those problems. So there's that. One thing to note is that the PCB will indeed be, well, black. So that's something for you to know, that it won't be red as in the prototype here, but it will be black instead. And I think that pretty much covers it. So if you have any questions, you can feel free to ask. But I do like all these different colors, color options rather. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 options. So quite a few. I really like this emerald option personally. I also really like the copper slag that we have here. Avalanche is a little different actually. It doesn't have the hammered look, right? Or at least it's not the same exact patterning. If you want something that's kind of not quite white but close enough, this Avalanche colorway is also pretty nice. And then, you know, the textured red, white, and black are just pretty standard. I mean, if you want a fully murdered out look, then textured black is probably the way to go. But yeah, anyway, that's Redemption. You can take a look again here at the chips. If you wanted to take a look at what the colors look like next to each other, there's GMK Copper next to it. Maybe I can grab a set of wob around here, maybe. I have wob Cyrillic over here. Wob, oopsie, would also look, it'll also look fine, I think, wob on this copper one. I think a little bit more contrast heavy, but nonetheless not that bad. All right. Actually, let me see. Is there anything else to cover? Mr. MSA, you're up late. How are you? What's good? Wasn't the VC in my server? Oh, cool. Going through pics from KeyCon was fun. Oh, nice. Yeah, KeyCon was pretty fun. I was showing earlier some of the instax that I took. Where did I just put that album actually? That's here. Here, I can show them again. Nope. Is this gonna focus or not? Mangoes, Cole, Mr. Ivan, 3-ton Jack, Ankit, Christian, Teha types and Teha types, Teha types and Teha types, Feel Good Music and Teha types, Binge, Mr. Liam, Hello Caps, Mr. Ankit. Oh, look at the Riz. Oof. Damn. Look at that good looking man. And then the artisan panels. Yeah, look how handsome Ankit is. That smile. There's Mr. Tom. That's Hoffman. Epic sticker. Al Hex. Scrooge. It just didn't take too many, but you know, have some. Gotta. This needs to be. I need to frame this. Oof. That's where the trouble began. Did girlfriend go too? No. No, passed on it. Weekend traveling to see a bunch of nerds over keyboards and keycaps is fun for a few hours, but not fun for a full weekend. So she passed. You know, it's totally fair, right? I have a cute Polaroid of us. Oh yeah, that's from that time I went to San Jose, right? That San Jose meetup at Guild House. That was a while back now that I think about it. It's been like a couple of years now. That was nice as well. All right, I can try typing on this again. Let's just kind of listen to it a little bit more carefully. Who do you stay with? I stayed at an Airbnb with I think Chad, Liam, Alex, Tika, Frank and Lisa, a few other people. Yeah. JQ. Yeah, JQ also crashed with us, I think. Yeah, quite a few people. Pretty good. I actually do really like how MX Browns feel on this. So much cat hair. Thanks, Kiwi. Really flexible. Really flexible. But actually really comfy. Really comfy typing on this. Are those browns broken in or not? It's a good question because I actually harvested these MX Browns from an old DOS keyboard, but it's like a more like, you know, like a DOS keyboard 3 or something, right? So like it's a friend had it, right? A friend had this keyboard, DOS, and he used it for a long period of time, okay? he works on the computer, and he worked on he worked with this keyboard a long time. He recently moved, and he was like getting rid of stuff, and he was like, oh, does someone want like this keyboard? And I was like, oh yeah, sure, I want the DOS. And I was like, do you mind if I harvest the MX browser? And he was like, oh yeah, no worries. He was like, oh, you'll remember me when you type on them then. I was like, yeah. And so yeah, I guess technically broken in by hand, like, manually broken in over many years of use. And so I went ahead and harvested the switches, and also lubed them. So I went ahead and did all that. Worked out pretty nice, actually. So hand cracked, not store bought. Yeah, truly. So you got that hand manually broken in switches, so pretty nice, not machine based, so pretty sweet. Wow, these swatches are so nice. Actually love just like playing around with them. Also, I did notice that you can actually put a string or something to loop this with, and just like have him hanging around or something. Pretty nifty. But I think the killer is really like this swatch box. So nice. This actually reminds me a lot of the type of work I do, which involves a lot of optics and like things made out of glass. So we actually work with a lot of these like slides and stuff like that are like kind of containing these kinds of like card fitting boxes. So this is kind of reminds me a lot of that. But yeah, pretty nice. This card doesn't fit this way, so satisfying. Love this. Nice 3D printed swatch, redemption color swatch box. Super sweet. Alright, so I think that pretty much concludes the build. So unless you have any other questions for me, I think that's pretty much all I got. I can show you guys some other stuff that came in recently. I was going to show this on future streams as well, but I can just do a little quick sneak peek. It just didn't bring them out at the beginning because it was not quite applicable to the stream, but I might as well now do it since we're here. These two guys. So let me see. Let me just double check. Okay. So the first product that I have here that I was sent recently is an HHKB key set, but this is the printed version, not the blank. This was sent to me by PFU Fujitsu. I mean the folks at HKB US. Just wanted to show what they look like though. I'm not gonna put them on a board today, but they did send a sample just for us to check out, so we can take a look at those. Thanos cap looking hot. I guess it kind of does look like a Thanos, yes. Now that you say it like that, yeah. I think it's just supposed to be this cool looking dude. But okay, let's see. So it comes in this like cardboard box. Forget about it. Alright. So here's the keycaps here. So this is the printed fonts version. I have to say I don't love the printed font on this. Like the middle legends kind of look okay. But I don't love the modifiers, for example, the all lowercase modifiers. These are the HKB set ones, but other than that, I feel like they could have done it a little bit differently. I don't love these like small icons. The color is super sweet though. I actually really like the pink on this. Yeah, it kind of reminds you of Osume. Yeah, actually, that's kind of close. Yeah, kind of does remind me of the Osume caps as well. It's such a nice pink though, and actually the red goes nicely on these pink caps. So I do like the legends. The legend color with the keycap set tone. But I do kind of wish they did the modifiers differently. I think this like lower left justified aligned legends is just, I don't know, something off about it. But yeah, because you're basically like clashing against the centered legends in the alpha section, so it looks kind of out of place. But you know, that's the choice they made, so it is what it is. You love lowercase modifiers? You're like not even kidding. Like actually, I don't love them myself, but that's personal choice. I personally prefer the blank version of these caps, these HKB caps. I think they look super cute. That said, if you're not like a person who can touch type, then obviously better to have like with the legends. But yeah. That's this. EPVT less with better is my favorite set of all time. Oh, I see. And then the second product that I was sent that I will actually show on some future stream again when we actually use the set is gonna be this guy here. This was sent to me from Drop. So Drop finally reached out to me recently, and they sent out one of their new DCX sets. And this is DCX Solarized Dark. I wanted to check this out also because I wanted to see how it compared with the GMK version as well as the SP version. But this is the DCX version of Solarized Dark. I can see that the tone of this modifier is a bit more blue compared to the other versions. Let me see where I have the SP. Oh yeah, here's the SP version. So SP version, this is Signature Plastics, right? The blue is actually like, the alphas are actually really awfully close in color. And the modifiers, oh, actually they're really close. I would say there's a bit more bluer in the Drop version, but these are really close. Like the SP version and the DCX version actually kind of look quite close. The GMK set will definitely look different though, right? Like this is looking really close. A little lighter here for the alphas on SP. But like if you didn't show me both at the same time, I could believe that these looked almost the same. Legends 2 looked slightly grayer on SP, but this whiter tone of DCX, not bad. Legends on DCX are a bit different from GMK. Just so you know, it's not quite the same as GMK's font. You can especially tell from the Numro. The Numro legends are definitely different from GMK's. If you look at GMK's over there in the back, right, versus these guys, they do look a little different in terms of both alignment and like thickness and all these other little things. But color-wise, like this DCX set is quite close to what the SP one looks like. So actually, not bad. I do like how this DCX one looks. So that's a comparison for SP. For the GMK set, do I have the GMK set around here? Let me see. GMK. I don't know if I have it on the board, but I think I should have some spare keys here. Oh, no, actually, it looks like I took it off from the board recently. Okay. So I can show you what it looks like versus the GMK one briefly. They're slightly shine too. Okay. All right. I'm gonna unplug this before I start pressing random things here and there. Okay, so there's DCX, there is GMK. Okay, so right off the bat, GMK is most definitely a bit bluer and darker than DCX. A little bit. I mean, GMK, like the GMK set always had a reputation for not being as close to the IDE theme, and the signature plastics version actually is closer to what the IDE theme actually looks like. Like, for example, look at the modifiers here. The modifiers are straight up dark bluish as opposed to this lighter blue. So, like, completely different for the modifiers. So, but yeah, so overall darker tone in the GMK set. Here you have GMK, here you have DCX, here you have GMK, whoopsie, GMK on the modifiers. Here, the darker modifiers, and then on the lighter ones are the DCX ones. So pretty different for those two. But the alpha's actually, you know, closer than not. I thought it would be vastly different, but they actually compare decently well. The modifiers changed the look though. The GMK set's modifiers are just straight up dark. So if you are more about the actual IDE themes, like kind of like lighter blue tone, the DCX set is gonna be much more accurate to that, I think. Yeah, the GMK set is entirely kind of a little bit away from what Solarized Dark actually is. So yeah, you could say that the SP set and DCX set are like awfully close. But honestly, the DCX set looks pretty good. I actually like it. These are also like thick double shots. They are a different kind of double shot compared to like the GMK ones. It's still like, do you still think these are like recessed stem? Yeah, these are recessed stem double shots, right? Like, I haven't had other DCX sets before. This is my first time having a DCX set around, but yeah, this looks good nonetheless. I think DCX sets actually look pretty nice. That said, I think price is competitive, so it depends on what you want to get out of your money, and if DCX is more right up your alley. I think GMK is a bit still more expensive than DCX in this case. And then signature plastics usually varies depending on the quantity made and whatnot. Sometimes it's more expensive than you might think. But yeah, Soldark on DCX, honestly, not bad. If you're struggling finding a set of GMK and you want to kind of cope with a set of DCX, by all means, I think this is pretty good. It does use like a lighter gray for the alpha, so it's pretty accurate, I would say. It is different though, like kerning and font wise, like there are obvious differences between this and GMK. It's not quite the same. Like you can see on DCX, for example, the legends are a bit closer to the edge, like in almost every single key here. The alphas look kind of closer than not, but then the numero does look different from GMK's. And then the scoop is not as pronounced. The bars are fine. I'm not a bar user. Alignment of keys, for example, the arrow keys here are a little bit more, or like kind of more vertically centered, as you can see on DCX. So if you're like alignment wise, some differences, like here, print scroll pause, it doesn't have the standard like OG cherry style print screen or pause break front legends, so you won't have that. Compatibility wise though, like I will say like one big difference in DCX is, or at least in the base kit here right now, on DCX you do have like 1.5U super keys. You do get a decent amount of compatibility in one package for DCX. I think that's pretty nice. The trays are actually not bad. Kind of like snap-in trays like this. I would say like it might be easy to kind of put them in disarray, but yeah, you do get like 1.5U supers if you need those. You get the two different versions of 65-75% columns, right? As far as the rest goes, yeah, 1U0, scoop, bar, splits, short shifts, right? Like that kind of stuff. Even like split space bar stuff is there. Mod pipe and mod tilde if you need it. Accents, right? Well, compatibility wise, the DCX is quite good. But yeah, if you wanna check out the actual set render and stuff, I do have the link here. Let me just shoot it to you guys. Where is it? It should be here. This is not like an affiliate link per se, but it should be linked to like me showing you the set. So it's like, yeah, there. DCX Solarized Dark from Drop. That's the link. It doesn't really pay back to me or anything, so don't worry about like purchasing or anything. So just that helps keep track of traffic and whatnot. So yeah, if you want to look at the page through that, you can do that. All right. I think that's pretty much it as far as content for now. I do have some other builds coming up. The Redemption here, pretty good. Personally, I think if you have been waiting for a 65% version of the Salvation, this is it. Sounds and feels pretty good. I still think this leaf spring tray mount is super nifty. And then let me see what's next on the queue. I have a few things coming up right now. So looking at, yeah, so this weekend I'm gonna be building the Cloud9 from Machina. That's the board from Australian designer Machina. I think Rabbit. He also did the Orbit 65%. The Cloud9 is like the HKB layout board. And then next week I have the Alchemist Keyboards Petrichor build as well, so that's coming up soon as well. And then I have some other stuff here and there that I need to fit into the schedule. I was reached out recently to build a Numa from Antipody Studio. So we might also check that out. I think next week. So that'll be like coming up. I still don't have the board yet, but I'll be showing that later on. So yeah, lots of cool boards coming up though. Lots of new boards rather coming up. So you'll get to see more of that over the coming few weeks. But yeah, okay. I think I am gonna go ahead and wrap up for tonight. So let's go and see if anybody else is streaming at the moment. I see ELH Customs is building a Fossil. That's a full-size keyboard. So maybe you can check out ELH Customs. And then I don't think I see any other Kira folks right now, so you can go rate ELH. Oh, Why did the build, the raid command not go? ELH raid ELH customs. There you go. There must have been a space or something in between. All right. All right, gonna wrap it up here. But thank you again for coming by. Check out the redemption. 500 units worldwide, split through Salvun and Space. But otherwise, thanks again. And I'll see you guys on the next stream. If not sooner, probably gonna be on Saturday with the Machina Cloud9, 60%. Alright folks, I'll catch you guys later. And also thank you, Wilba, if you're there still, for the firmware help. And I'll see you guys soon. Take it easy. Have a good night.